My background was in music. I was a music composer initially, and we created Quantic Dream to develop Omicron. Then we worked on a game called Indigo Prophecy, Fahrenheit in Europe, and now we are proud to work on Heavy Rain for Sony exclusively on PlayStation 3. What is a little bit new for me on Heavy Rain is the fact that it's not a game that I completely invented from scratch. You know, very often when you write a game about a hero in the Second World War, you don't have a clue about what it feels to be a hero during a war because you never lived that. When you write about a guy saving a country from zombies, you don't have a clue what it feels like because you've never done that. Here on Heavy Rain, I had the opportunity to write about something I personally experienced, and the idea came when I was a young father of a little boy who was 5, 6 at the time, and on a Saturday afternoon I was in a mall with my wife and him, and I thought it was with my wife thought it was with me, and suddenly we realized we lost him. And I know this is something that happened to many parents, so old people who have kids know what I'm talking about because it happens very often. And it's a moment of, you know, panic, total panic, and it's incredible the amount of things that can go through your mind when these things happen. So it didn't last very long. It lasted like 10 minutes before we hear someone in the, you know, overhead speakers saying, "Oh, a little boy is waiting for his parents at the desk." But it's really something horrible, and you realize how much you love your son in these moments, and you think, well, what if I don't find him? And all the idea of Heavy Rain came from this fear and of this idea. We also wanted to start from a blank page regarding the action sequences. We were, of course, not very satisfied with the results on Indigo. This is something we wanted to try. It didn't exactly work the way we wanted. And we wanted to start again from scratch and find new ideas. How can we keep the benefit of this, what we call PAR system, symbols appearing based on timing, without having this feeling of being completely disconnected of the action, like you do this kind of strange thing, pressing buttons, and then you watch a movie. How can we integrate all this and give you the feeling that you really do things directly and not through an interface? So it's been a lot of work and research and tries and failures, and we found this solution where we integrate the symbols in 3D, we animate them so they're really integrated in the scene and not on top of the scene. But most of all, we rework the pacing. The idea that all this has to be very fast and each move of your character has to be initiated by the player and by a control. We also wanted to use the controller as much as possible, not just the buttons, but to also use the sticks and use the triggers and use the motion sensor. Really create a physical immersion in the game and put you at the heart of the action. Most video games today are based on very primal emotions. They are based on adrenaline, stress, competition, frustration, anger. Things that are quite easy to trigger. I'm now interested in seeing how we can trigger what I call social emotions, like empathy, like love, fear, hate, different type of emotions, sadness, for example, happiness. So how can games expand their palette of emotions? So we try to experiment in Heavy Rain with these emotions. Some of them are extreme. How can we make you feel sad? Can we make you cry in front of the experience? Can we make you laugh? Can we make you feel uncomfortable? These are the kind of things we are testing and experimenting with this game.